Hello, my pretties. What's up? It's the Lion Queen here, and today we are going to be reviewing this movie from Shadows and Pretties for episode 271. Today we are going to review this 1986 American horror film written and directed by Stephen King, which is surprisingly. And this movie is called Maximum Overdrive. Now, this is one of the author's first collection of the short stories such as Night Shift by Stephen King. So, this movie came out in on July 25th, 1986. And this, oh my goodness, this movie is definitely a good one. It's got pretty good actors and stuff. Most of them I don't even recognize except for Stephen King because he's the A-team man who makes a cameo in that. So, basically, I'm gonna go ahead and review this one. The last movie I reviewed was Needful Things, which was the last story that the last episode was when I reviewed that one. So today we're going to review this one called Maximum Overdrive. So I'm going to go ahead with the plot and explain what it is about, especially for those who haven't watched the film in a really long time. And for those who have not seen it, I'm going to go ahead and review this. So it takes place on July of 1987 as the Earth crosses a tail of a comet. Previously an animate machine suddenly springs to life. An ATM results a customer King and Cameo, and a drawbridge rises during heavy traffic, causing all the vehicles upon the bridge to fall all over into the river or collide. Chaos sets in as the machines of all kinds begin attacking humans worldwide. It's pretty much a zombie film almost, but this is involving with vehicles becoming zombies. So this is actually quite an interesting idea, although nobody's ever thought of doing that when it comes to horror movies. Like with horror movies, they usually have humans as zombies. Like take a look at Resident Evil. They use a lot of mutated zombies, and they even had some animal moles that are zombies too. So, well, infected, whatever you prefer to call it. So, at the Dixie, the boy truck shop is just outside of Wilmington, North Carolina. An employee, Duncan, and arcade machines in the back room electrocute a customer. So Cook and the patrolled ex-convict Bill Robinson begins to suspect something is wrong, while meanwhile a Little League game, a vending machine then kills the coach by firing canned sodas at the blank at him. So the driverless road roller flattens one of the fleeing children, but Duncan's son, Drake, manages to escape on his bike. So newlyweds Connie and Kurt stop at the gas station where a tow truck tries to kill Kurt, but he and Connie escape in their car. D. Derek rides through his own as the humans and pets are brutally killed by lawnmowers, chainsaws, electric chair dryers, yours pocket radios, AC cars, and an ice cream truck at the Dixie Boy. A garbage truck then kills Duncan and his truck supporting a green goblin, a giant one, mask on its grill face, runs into the Bible salesman, Camp Lowman, sending his body into a ditch. So later, several big rig trucks are encircled around the truck shop, while Connie and Kurt are pursued by the semi truck, but they outmaneuver it in a sharp turn, causing it to crash off to the side of the road as it explodes. So when they arrived at the truck shop and saw the situation, but Kurt realizes that they're safer in the fortified Dixie Boy than out in the open. They try to pass on between the trucks, but their car gets hit and then is overturned. Bill and Brett Graham and a hitchhiker rush to help them, but the trucks there attack them, and the owner, their Bubba Hundershot, uses a M27 LOM rockets that he stored in the bunker, hidden in the diner to try to destroy the remaining trucks. Drake then makes it to the truck shop, but later that evening, when he tries to enter the via sewer, he gets obstructed by the wire mesh covering the opening. So that night, the survivors hear a lone man screaming in the ditch, and Bert and Kurt sneak out to try and help him by climbing through the sewers. Drake then finds Lowman and believes that he's dead, but he suddenly then jumps out and attacks Drake, and Bill and Kurt rescue him just in time, as a truck chases them back to the pipe. So the next morning, a bulldozer and a platform truck then drive through the the truck shop. The anger Hendershot uses a rocket launcher to blow up the bulldozer, but the platform truck then fires its post-mounted machine gun into the building, killing several people, including the Hendershot and Wanda. So the truck then demands via sending Morse code signals throughout its horn that Drake apparently depictures that the human pump and the truck's diesel in them for exchange for their lives. So the survivors soon realize their own machines have enslaved them. Bill suggests they escape to the local island just off the coast, which no motorized vehicles are permitted. While the crew is still resting, Bill theorizes that the comet is actually a broom operated interstellar and aliens that uses the Earth's machines to destroy humanity. Now, so the aliens can repopulate the Earth is basically what he actually came up with that theory. So during a fueling operation, Bill sneaks a grenade into the platform truck, destroying it, and then leads out a party for a dinner in a via sewer hatch into the main road, just as the trucks demolish the entire truck shop. So the Green Goblin then pursues the survivors into the docks, managing to kill the truck driver, Brad. Then he falls behind. And when the ice cream truck appears, Brett and then Kurt then shoots it and gets destroyed. After Bill destroys the truck with a direct hit from a rocket shot, the survivors then sail off to safety. So, pretty much in the epilogue, explains that 2 days later, a UFO was destroyed by a Soviet weather satellite, unconveniently equipped with Class 4 nuclear missiles and a laser cannon. 6 days later, the Earth passes the comets of Aldatal, and and then eventually all the survivors are still alive. So that's pretty much the end of the movie. What did I think of this movie? I thought it was a pretty good movie, even though this is not based on the book by Stephen King, even though he was, even though he was part of the film. I personally really thought it was a pretty interesting movie. I mean, what's an interesting concept, is, vehicles become, pretty much, the zombies almost, and it's kind of almost like a zombie movie, but this one is involving, the trucks and stuff becoming the villain, which I personally think that this was actually quite interesting. And I mean, the Green Goblin face that was on the truck, I mean, I thought that was a pretty cool idea. I mean, I never knew who would have any idea of how to add that in. It honestly, I still really thought this was a pretty good movie. I mean, even though this was made in the 80s, it was still a really good film, and I personally really enjoyed this movie. I mean, it's a great film, and it's really well made in detail. I mean, yeah, I personally really liked this movie. I thought this movie was really enjoyable. I mean, it's a very good, enjoyable movie that came out, in the 80s, but I mean, there's a lot of other Stephen King films that came out in the 80s I personally really enjoyed. So this is definitely one of the movies that I really have find, a lot of enjoyability in this. So, yeah, I guess with that being said, and that being the case, yeah, I recommend this movie for anybody who's a Stephen King fan or a horror fan of its own self. I highly recommend this movie. This movie is a pretty good film. It's I mean, I thought it was really interesting, a zombie not necessarily really a zombie outbreak, but it kind of reminds me of a zombie outbreak, but this one's involving trucks, which I thought that was quite interesting because, this was actually something I wasn't expecting, but it was still pretty nice, though. I definitely gotta say, it's a really good film, and I recommend it. So, if you are a Stephen King fan, I highly recommend you check out this one. And if you're a fan of horror, I recommend you check out this one too. It's a pretty awesome movie. Even though this movie came out in the 1980s, but it's still a pretty good film. I mean, the acting's pretty good, even though I only recognize Stephen King, but everyone else I do not recognize. So there's that. So I guess with that being said and that being the case, I guess that's pretty much all I have to say. So if you guys happen to come across anything that I forgot to mention or whatever, feel free to let me know what you guys think in the comments below and, to leave me your thoughts. And if I'm missing something, let me know what it is in the comments below as well. So, I guess that's pretty much all I have to say. And like I said before, this is just simply my own personal opinion. If you happen to disagree with me, that's perfectly fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these stories. This is just simply my own personal thoughts. I personally really enjoyed this story. I thought it was a really good one. It's pretty nice. I really like it. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah. I guess that's all I have to really say. I can't think of anything else to say, but if anybody does know if there's something I'm missing, please let me know what it is in the comments below. So, I guess with that being said, that being the case, what did you guys personally think of this movie? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what we have done personally to help make this story a lot better, or movie a lot better, whatever you prefer to call it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I also do like the fact that, it was also taking a bit from Night Shift a little bit, like some elements from Night Shift, that story by Stephen King, so I thought that was pretty neat as well. So, yeah, I'm the Lion Queen. Thank you so much for watching today's video. And if you're new to my channel, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell for notifications to when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, if you want to go follow my DeviantArt page as well as my Twitter account, links to those will be in the About page section of my channel, so you guys can go find me on there. Also, be sure to subscribe to my backup channel if you haven't already. It's called Miss Dark Shigo. Feel free to, go give my backup channel a follow if you haven't. So, yeah, as always, that link to that as well will be in the About page section of my channel. So, you guys can go find it. And as always, I'll be seeing you guys all in the next video. Peace out. And like always, I'll see you all next time.